Hi there, I'm Michael Hill with Canine Chronicle TV, and for our next segment for the Next Gen series, I have Marcelo Veras here while we're down in Orlando, and we're going to talk about kind of how you got started in the sport, and then transition to talking about how to involve more people and continue to the next generation. So let's start with how it was in Brazil when you first got into the sport of dogs.
Well, in Brazil, I started showing my own, as we've discussed that before. Hi, Michael. How are you? And I transitioned to go work for my professional handler, and from then on, I came here.
At that time, did you know that you wanted to do this as a career?
No, I actually don't. I just felt that was my right calling, to be involved with the animals.
Got it.
And I think every time you walk in, it's a different thing.
Right.
So I think it's very fascinating to me that we have to communicate with these animals day in, day out, and
it's dynamic and challenging, and it's new every day.
Well, and they're all different little souls. You know, every one of them, they can be little mates, but they're so different as they grow.
Right.
Everyone is ready in a different time. They're not the same temperament. They're not the same attitude. They don't have the same looks.
Yeah, they're not robots.
As much as they're not. As much as you want them to be, they're not. They're very different.
Totally. And speaking of litters, you yourself have been doing a lot of work this year with that, as we have our guest here. Tell us about what that experience was like for you.
This was pretty incredible because Gwen gifted me her grandmother of this puppy, and we've been trying to breed a nice litter, and unfortunately we just keep getting smaller litters of 3 puppies, 4 puppies, and I finally had one. It was 9 puppies, and they're very healthy and beautiful, and it was just the right combo.
Yeah.
So I kept calling her, said, they're really beautiful, and she goes, no, they're not all beautiful. You need to just select the ones you want.
Yeah.
And I said, no, you need to see this. And I drove there 18 hours with all of them.
With 9 puppies.
9 puppies for them to see the puppies, and they finally said, wow, they're really nice. Let's find them the perfect homes.
Yeah.
And to me, to find the perfect homes, it's a challenge, number one, because they're my dogs, they're my pets. And I don't want them to have a cage life. It's rule number 1 for us Doberman people. They gotta be family members. And to integrate the new family members coming to the sport is our job. I think it's our job to bring people here and enjoy the sport and want to come back tomorrow.
Right.
So I think that's
so important. And you had just recently, one of the puppies, the brother that did very well down at the shows, right? Yes,
I unfortunately one of my co-breeders couldn't come to the show, and I got selected to show the dog from the bred by class, and it's the first time in 30 years as a professional that I could show my own dog in the bred by class, and he finished with 3 5-point majors. So that's a pretty good way to do it, huh? Incredible, just incredible.
And who are that dog's owners? Are they experienced? Are they
actually they're our show people, but they own his great-grandfather.
Oh, love that.
So, to have the opportunity to be involved with people that are involved in the program, in the breed, in the sport for so long is incredible, but they are the only people that have had show dogs from the litter. Everybody else went to wonderful pet homes of newcomers.
And what a great way to be an ambassador for the sport, where they're already working with you with their new pet, and then they're also learning about this stuff that you're doing, or, they see the brother winning and they find out about it, and then they can get involved.
Yes.
Have you had any interest from them in that?
Yes. It's one of my commitments is to guarantee that they're going to come to the show and enjoy everything, not just the breed, but the whole sport in a whole.
Right.
And it's funny how that travels to the other breeds that I've been working with. I'm very fortunate to be working with the young puppies that have never done this before.
Yeah, right.
And
this is a lot to take in. I mean, even she's like,
especially in a year like this, especially in a year so challenging for all of us, not just dog people, but
stress is just high everywhere.
Everywhere, right? So we got the outlet to be very fortunate of having shows here in Florida.
Yeah.
So the dogs that I've been presented the last 6 weeks of shows have been doing very well, and because they really haven't had practice.
Right.
And a few of the owners that have never ever even seen this or done this jumped right in, and there's a couple that decided to show their own dogs after they finished their championships.
Wow.
So I think that's
Is there anything special that you do with those clients that you might recommend other handlers and breeders do that kind of goes the extra mile to help?
You know, I've watched a lot of people over the years how they deal with their clientele, and I think the most important thing for them is to know that that dog is just as important as any other dog. You know, doesn't matter if they're just puppies or if they're not ready yet or if it's their first show or their 10th show. I think everybody should be treated as equal, and it's, you know, when they watch these guys in the high level competition, they're so focused, they're so trained, they're so seasoned.
Right.
And for the people that are new, it's all magic, you know. So to make them come back the next day and want to do this and want to be there and want to travel to Orlando, it's like a win-win.
Right.
In my opinion.
Sure. And when you're giving your clients that kind of care, that like they're, even if it's their puppy dog, they're still hearing what happened and what you're doing, as opposed to only hearing if they win, like that makes them feel cared for and special, and that their dog can be like that, right?
Yes, definitely. I think it's imperative for us to communicate with them and hold their hands a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's such an old sport, so traditional, so full of nuances too. You know, the levels of competition. I always tell them, what do you want to be? You want to play in the dollar slot machines, or you want to go on the high dollar table? There are so many levels you can come and enjoy this sport.
Different games going on in the same building.
There are. You can specialize in your breed. You can show multiple breeds. You can go to the group level. No, I just want to have puppies and champions. You know, I just want to show my puppy that talking to you for 5 minutes is okay. You know, she doesn't want to be here, but she has to be here because it's okay.
Just sitting there with it, you know, with her through it, you're giving her that extra time.
Yes,
just like we have to do with the clients.
I don't know, maybe we need to talk to her when she wins something real big.
Yeah,
and she needs to be prepared for that.
Exactly. And if you just got frustrated with her now, she would have no motivation to continue.
To come back, no, she wouldn't.
Patience is key with the puppies and the clients, right?
The clients first.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Marcelo. It's always a pleasure seeing you here.
Great talking to you.